Executive Brief. Executive Brief.
My good people of Abia State, it is my honor and pleasure to address
From the seat of governance in Abia, God's own state, comes a compendium of the governor's weekly engagement in the service to humanity and God.
This government is in its second and final tenure, and therefore we are in a hurry to gain traction and achieve what our mandate the people have given to us and defined for us as assignment.
Join the Chief Press Secretary to Abia State Governor Onyebuchi Ememanka on Flow 94.9 FM as he tracks Governor Okezie Ikpeazu's activities in delivering on the social contract with the good people of Abia State.
We have received awards and acknowledgement as the SME capital of Nigeria in recent times.
Executive Brief.
Every Friday at 9:30 a.m.
on Flow 94.9 FM, the flow of God's own state. Executive Brief from the horse's mouth.
There is now a deliberate effort to ensure that our infrastructure is solid and durable.
Most definitely, everything is going to be all right. A great remake of that song, of course, for Abia. It's been a week, a very busy week for the governor, talking about His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Abia State, Victor Okezie Ikpeazu, PhD. And today is exactly 10 days since the Executive Governor arrived his hometown in Umuabiakwa after an unscheduled church service at the Seventh-day Adventist Church in Umuabiakwa. During the week, the governor did hand over sets of brand new vehicles to judges in Abia State Judiciary. He inspected ongoing projects and met with his counterparts from other states virtually. Now, this program brings to you the weekly engagements of the governor of Abia State, courtesy of the office of the Chief Press Secretary to the Executive Governor of Abia State. This is the Executive Brief on Flow 94.9 FM Umuahia and it's simulcast on Real 99.1 FM Abia. You can listen live via our website www.flow949fm.com. My name is Temple Barra. And with me in the studio is the Chief Press Secretary to the Abia State Governor, Barrister Onyebuchi Ememanka. Good morning.
Good morning, TC Barra. It's good to be here as always. Good morning, Abia.
All right, so we'll start off with the virtual meeting of Southeast governors within the week. Notably, is the participation of some sons. Well, we did have a senator and a former deputy speaker, Senate President, to the Senate President there, participating in that meeting. So it was more like an enlarged house of Igbo sons. Can you tell listeners about it?
Yeah, on Sunday last week, that was 26th of July, a special meeting, call it an extraordinary session of the meeting of the Southeast governors took place virtually. You know, that is the new normal these days.
Yeah.
It has become impracticable for meetings to be held in the usual way. That meeting usually is usually a gathering of governors of the Southeast or their deputies if a particular governor is not disposed to attend. But this one, there were other people. There was the Obi of Onisha, there was Senator Enyina Baribe, there was Senator Ike Ekweremadu, there was Chief Emmanuel Iwanyanwu, there was the President General of the Ohaneze Ndigbo, Nyanwodo.
Okay.
So that underscores the importance attached to that meeting.
Can you give us a scoop?
Yes, it was basically to discuss security.
Okay.
And to harmonize the position of the Southeast when it comes to the establishment of effective and working community police outfits.
Okay.
The governors felt that there was a need to harmonize the position of all the Southeast states and have one uniform community policing outfit that operate in the states. As of today, different states have different names for their own. In Enugu, they are called forest guards.
Okay.
In Abia, we have the Homeland Security outfit.
Yeah.
Now, the governors felt that this seeming difference in nomenclature, difference in terminology is a panacea for it will not make for proper governance.
Okay.
So what they did was to agree that the Southeast will have a uniform kind of art.
So one name, one uniform color, one insignia, and all that.
Something like that.
Okay, so is
And
there
they
a
have-
name?
And they are still looking at it, and they agreed that each state governor will send an executive bill to the House of Assembly of the state to seek legislative backing
For this outfit.
So
Okay, now, but the
it was-
Abia State House of Assembly is on recess right now.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. The recess will not last forever. They will soon come back.
So-
And of course, that there were other issues. They looked at the eastern corridor of the railways. You know, in the last couple of weeks and months, there has been a lot of activities on the railway front in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Several railways are coming back to life.
Kaduna, Abuja.
And the governors are worried. The Southeast governors and leaders are worried that the eastern part, the Southeast, is not captured properly in this whole railway arrangement. So the governors also looked at it and decided to interface with the federal government, with the president and the minister for transport.
Okay, Rotimi Chibike.
To raise their concerns about the exclusion of the Southeast from the railway. You know, they want an activation, not even reactivation. They want an activation of the eastern corridor of the railway system, of the emerging railway system in Nigeria. And you know what is even more of concern to the Southeast governors, and indeed to every Igbo man, is that these railways are built with loans.
Okay.
So you get a loan, use it to do railways in some sections of the country, and when it is time to repay the loan, every section of the country will repay the loan. So
Okay, is that what it is?
that is what it is. It is the country that is taking the loan, and it is the country that will pay from the same purse. So why would you do railways in some parts and you won't do railways in other parts? And when it's time to pay, all of us will pay together. So these are the concerns of the Southeast governors and those eminent sons of the Southeast. Of course, they got reports on the completion stages of the Akan Airport, international airport, and the Southeast governors were quite pleased with the president, and they conveyed their gratitude to the president. This August, before the end of August, that airport will be officially commissioned and open to the public. And I assure you, the governors are happy.
Okay.
A lot of work has gone into that place, and we are grateful to the federal government.
Let's come back home, and on the heels of security, there was an inauguration of Abia State Community Policing Committee.
Yes.
For a while now, we've been talking about community policing, and we heard the state government hadn't agreed with the police as to who should take responsibility for this. So, are you saying at this point there's been an agreement reached with the leadership of the Nigerian police and the state government on how community police should be done, for a committee to have been set up?
Actually, what happened? What the inauguration of that community policing committee is actually an offshoot,
Okay.
a direct offshoot of the Southeast governors meeting.
Okay.
The governors agreed
So you
at
can
that
go
meeting.
ahead. We can go ahead with this.
and do this.
Okay.
Now, what is community policing? Community policing is, forget all the grammar. Community policing is integrating the members of the public
Okay.
in the policing act. Like the governor said on the day of the inauguration here in Oma, he said, for too long, our people have left issues concerning security in the hands of the police,
Okay.
and we play no part, little or no part. And when things go wrong, we begin to blame the police. That the time has come for people, members of a community, members of individual communities, to get involved in the actual act of policing. This could come by way of giving timeous and reliable information. The police, they are not spirits, they are human beings. They work with information. Now, the whole idea is that in a community, people from a particular community know the members of their community. They know how their community operates. They know all the exit points and entry points in every community.
Exactly.
They know how to police those places. They know how to protect those places. When a stranger enters a community, members of that community will know. Members of a community know their people. They know the thieves amongst them. They know people with questionable characters. To something. So when things happen like this, they know they know who to point out to who to refer to, for instance. So what the governor has said, what the governor said on that day, is that communities should get involved. That is why in that committee or the advisory committee, you have senior religious leaders, bishops, you have top traditional rulers. The chairman of the Abia State Council of Traditional Rulers is a member of the advisory, council.
Okay.
All chairmen of traditional rulers councils in the 17 local governments are members at the local government level. Now, at the community level, the traditional ruler, the Eze of that community, is a member.
Okay.
And some other people, religious leaders, and some eminent members of the public. So, this gives the community members an opportunity to have a say in what happens when it comes to securing their own lives. So it's a major paradigm shift in security, in the security architecture of.
So that committee has been set up.
It's been set up.
Okay, let's look at another committee that was set up in the week, and that's the management board of the Abia shoe factory.
Yes.
The Abba shoe factory.
Yes.
Trying to domesticate this thing to Abba.
Yes. Tisibara, I must tell you that this is one thing that makes me extremely and deeply very proud.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, please.
When is the factory starting?
Yes, I was coming to that.
Okay.
This is one move, one policy that Governor Okezi Bazo has instituted,
okay,
that will completely change the face of business in Aba and Abia State. As at today, we have a fully installed automated shoe factory in Aba. Recall that some time ago, the governor state government sponsored 30 shoemakers from Aba to China.
Yeah.
These people went there for intensive training on how to operate machines that make shoes. The biggest challenge of the Aba shoemaker is finishing. Most of the work they do it manually. One, it slows down their speed, and two, it makes the finishing not too good enough. So what the governor did in order to improve the quality of their work, sent 30 of them in the first batch. More batches will go. Now, after mastering how to operate those machines, the governor said, well, if these people come back with this knowledge and no machine to operate, then it will be a waste. The governor arranged and imported every single machine in that company. Went to the company that manufactures the machine and imported end to end the entire gamut of the production line from start to finish. Brought it into Nigeria. It is installed now. Now the question was, how will this company operate? Who will operate this company? Is it going to be one other political thing where you send one chief, one politician to go and head, and it will be an avenue to dispense political favors? You know that in this part of the world, the easiest way to destroy any government thing is to give a politician the power to run it. And the governor said, no, this is not a political gimmick. This is a generational statement I want to make. So what he did was he commenced the process of headhunting consultants,
okay,
who will run that factory as a commercial entity, not as a
as a parastatal.
No.
So it's not attached to a ministry.
It is not
it will be attached to maybe.
It is not attached to any ministry.
Small and medium.
No. Of course, the government will continue to supervise, but the day-to-day running, you and I know that the government is not all over the world. Governments are not good managers of businesses.
Okay.
If you want a business to succeed, get tested, trusted private sector hands to run it. So this is what the governor has done. They shopped, did a lot of search, interviews, and settled for a consultant. Now this consultant produces shoes in Nigeria. They've been in shoe production for over 10 years in Nigeria here. Now they make shoes for a company called PEP.
Okay.
If you go to big shops like ShopRite and other, you see PEP all over Nigeria.
Yeah. It's
a South African clothing line. They sell clothes and shoes. So this company that is coming to manage the Abba shoe factory now makes shoes for PEP. So what the governor has done is to hand over, under some clearly defined contractual arrangements, the running day-to-day running of that shoe factory. Now set up a board. That board has a renowned management consultant, Mr. Mark Atasie, as the chairman. Okay, Chinenye Nwogu is executive director operations. One lady who is an expert in marketing is executive director marketing. Then there are other people. Ide John Udabala a former chairman of the Abia Chamber of Commerce, a well-known businessman with Abala Holdings, is a member of that board. So as you can see, it's not a political thing at all. Run this company like a business outfit, impact on the economy of Aba, harness the potentials of the Aba shoemaker. And after the inauguration yesterday, I spoke with the technical partner.
Who is?
Mr. Osaro. He has one of those surname that I can't remember. Okay. Osaro. Now, he is the technical partner. They are running it day to day. There's a managing director who is a tested hand in shoe business in Nigeria, who is not even from Abia State. Okay? Now, because the governor felt this is a business, let's run it as a business. These people will help us train people, and of course, what is called succession planning. Now, I asked him, when is this shoe factory going to commence production? And he gave me a clear answer. He said they will start test running in 2 weeks.
When 2 weeks? That's 2 weeks into August.
Start, yes, test running in 2 weeks from that yesterday.
Okay.
After the test run, by first week of September,
month,
they will go into production.
Okay.
Now I asked him one question. Are you telling the people of Abia State that shoes that will be worn by our people this Christmas will come from that shoe factory? And he gave me an emphatic answer. And this is not a politician, it's a businessman.
Okay.
So that factory has an installed capacity as we speak now of producing 5,000 pairs of shoes every day. 5,000 pairs of shoes every day. Now, if you do a simple mathematics, that will give you close to 2 million pairs of shoes annually.
Okay, so and we have some sort of marketing structure.
Oh yes, because
it's not just making these shoes and keeping them.
Absolutely, that was one of the major things that qualified this consultant. They already have an existing chain of marketing infrastructure across the African continent. Like I said, they are the lead marketers for they produce shoes and market shoes for PEP, the South African clothing line. The governor was very careful in selecting.
Are these footwear going to be made in Aba?
Oh, absolutely, of course.
Okay. Well, talking about certain dates for commencement of shoemaking in Abia State, it has come down to a fortnight. Test run will begin, and from the Ember month, we should begin to have shoes made in Aba rolled out into global market.
And let me add too that the consultant said that they are not just going to make shoes. The machines they have there can make bags, wallets, belts, and all
leather works,
leather works.
Okay.
And let me say this: it's very important.
Go ahead.
That the consultants who are not from Abia State.
Emphasis on that.
Oh yes, because we live in a funny environment. We have very funny people around who will always pretend not to see what is happening. The good ones, but if anything goes wrong, they will see it. Now, as at today, and I want to be quoted, as at today, the Aba Automated Shoe Factory is the most updated, most technologically driven shoe factory anywhere in Nigeria. And I say this with every sense of responsibility and authority.
All right,
the machines we have there are the best. They were bought brand new. There is nowhere in this country today you will go and see a shoe factory that has better equipment than the Aba Automated Shoe Factory. Take it to the bank.
Well, Barrister Nyebuchi Ememanka has asked to be quoted on that and asked me to take that to the bank. Officer Wole, someone would ask. Anyway, we'll take a moment, and when we return, school set to resume 10th of August, provided all COVID-19 protocols and measures are adhered to. Stay right here.
At Flow 94.9 FM, we've got conducive and well-secured environment for business. High-tech video studio, a state-of-the-art production studio. You can also listen live on www.flow949fm.com and watch our videos on YouTube at Flow FM TV. Flow 94.9 FM, not just radio, but a complete broadcasting house.
It is 9 minutes to 10. You're tuned in to Flow 94.9 FM. This is the executive brief, and it's a simulcast on Real 99.1 FM. My name is Temple Bara. I do have in the studio the Chief Press Secretary to the Executive Governor of Abia State, Barrister Nyebuchi Ememanka. We've been looking at some of the activities of the governor in the past week. It's been inauguration, facilitation. A lot of things have been going on But what has made the rounds in the past few days is the reopening of schools as agreed by a special summit constituted and put forward by the Abia State Governor. Barrister, we hear now that schools will reopen on the 10th of August, and a special summit was convened by the Executive Governor of Abia State, where major stakeholders in the education sector were present to deliberate and agree on that arrangement. Tell us about
Yes, the governor is a teacher. He understands the importance of education. COVID-19 has, upset a lot of plans. So, the truth is that life cannot simply stop because of COVID-19. We have to continue. We cannot toy with the education of our children. They are our tomorrow. So what the governor did, he didn't just wake up to take a decision, even when he could have done that. I mean, he could have issued directives to the Ministry of Education. Go ahead and open schools.
But this is just for exit students.
Yes, we have to start from somewhere.
Okay.
Yesterday, all the stakeholders, including students themselves, student union leaders, parents, teachers association, all the industrial unions, private school operators, everybody, traditional rulers, religious leaders, gathered at the refurbished and massively upgraded Dr. Michael Okpara Auditorium.
How come that refurbishment was kept under the wraps? Everybody was lip-sealed about it.
Yes, our governor likes to pull pleasant surprises, just like his return from the isolation. People just saw him, and he likes to pull pleasant surprises on Abians, and he will continue to pull pleasant surprises on Abians. Many more good things are on the wraps. They are being worked on slowly. One day it will boom, everybody will see it. So the whole idea was for people to deliberate.
Okay.
What happens? What is the fate of our children? Are we going to allow these children remain at home perpetually? And all the stakeholders were agreed that even with the pandemic raging, there was need to fashion out some way of getting our children back to school, but with emphasis on their safety. So what are the things that we need to do to make sure that when our children eventually return to school, nothing happens to them? Safety will be guaranteed, especially as it concerns the private schools. The government do not get involved in their day-to-day run. That was why their representatives were at that summit yesterday, and I assure you that there is a very high level of enlightenment amongst the populace.
Is there a penalty for people who flout the directives and the measures?
You see, this is a matter of life and death.
Okay.
If the government of Abia State discovers that any school flouts or is flouting or attempts to flout the directives, in other words, you want to kill people, you want to destroy the lives of children, you want to commit murder, government will move in with its force and paraphernalia and deal with such a school. You cannot expose. The first duty of government is to protect lives and property. So any school in Abia State that ignores whatever directives government gives will face the music.
Well, let's talk about moving with paraphernalia. The barrister himself coming with those words. Well, the governor and his entourage were seen in a live video which you put on Facebook inspecting ongoing road projects, and you mentioned that area is called a Gege Road in Aba.
Yes, the governor, after the inauguration of the Police Community Relations Committee, headed straight to Aba. His first port of call was at the Abia Junction, where he inspected ongoing roads. Like I did say, the Abia Junction is an imagined infrastructural beauty. Let me use that your word that you like, with a kaleidoscope of lights. The roundabout there is beautiful. It's completed. It's just still under wraps, and two more roundabouts are springing up in Aba in the next commencement of work.
What location are those?
Let us still keep it under wraps, but I can assure you that work will start in a matter of days on two more roundabouts with water fountains. Yes, and one is coming to Umuahia very soon, but I won't tell you where. Let us still keep it under wraps. Now from there, the governor moved to Egege Road, where he inspected the massive upgrade of that road using our popular rigid cement technology. Now from there, even though we didn't report this one, the governor drove straight to the high premises of the Abia High Court, where
ongoing project. You've been reporting about road construction within the court there.
Yes, that road has been completed. I am a lawyer. I started practice in Abia, and when I started practice, it was impossible. Luckily for me, I didn't have a car at that time, so I would just enter my Okada, stop, and walk. But for my senior colleagues who had cars then, it was nightmarish for them. But today, the High Court premises of Abia is wearing a brand new look, beautifully paved roads, solid structure, and it's a beauty to behold. I challenge the lawyers are grateful, they are happy. And that day, the governor went in, drove around, and saw it, and then was happy.
Was it the same day he handed over cars to judges?
No, it wasn't the same day.
Okay.
Now from there, from the inspection at the High Court premises, the governor's convoy moved straight to the headquarters of the Abia Area Command of Nigeria Police, where the same kind of work, has also happened and is also ongoing. From there, the inspection of projects will continue on other days. So it's a new day, and things are happening. And this governor still has about 3 years. Imagine, I say it again, and you need to take it to the bank, that by the time Ikpeazu will leave office, by the 29th of May 2023, he will leave behind an Abia state that is massively infrastructurally upgraded, an Abia state that is economically viable and stable, an Abia state that is going to be the pride of every true citizen of Abia State.
Well, this is the much we can take on the program because of want of time. But before we go, the state chairman of the People's Democratic Party passed on during the week, and the governor did put out a condolence statement. What would you say as a way of wrapping up?
Yeah, TC Barra, it's a sad news. We are all very disturbed, very sad at the death of Sir Chief Johnson Okebaram Onigbo, the chairman of the state chapter of the ruling People's Democratic Party, a consummate politician, a proud Abian, an administrative expert, a team player, a man who is passionate not just about Governor Okezikpas but about Abia State. I worked with him as when I was director of media of the state campaign, PDP campaign, and I had first-hand interaction with him. Fantastic man who loved Abia with all his heart. He's a massive loss to the people of Abia State. It's a massive loss to the People's Democratic Party. It's a huge loss to the people of Ibeku Kingdom. And like the governor rightly said, may the good Lord and the good Lord alone console all of us.
That's the much we can take on the program this morning. The executive brief. It might interest you to know that this program will come your way next week Friday at 9:30 a.m. I'd like to say a big thank you to the office of the Chief Press Secretary, to the Abia State Governor, who this program it's coming by way of sponsorship, and of course a simulcast on Real 99.1 FM. I'd like to say a big thank you as well to the producer of this program, Mr. Samson Eze. My name is Temple Barron. Till we'll come your way next week. Bye for now.
Executive brief.
My good people of Abia State, it is my honor and pleasure to address
From the seat of governance in Abia, God's own state, comes a compendium of the governor's weekly engagement in the service to humanity and God.
This government is in its second and final tenure, and therefore we are in a hurry to gain traction and achieve what our mandate people have given to us and defined for us as assignment.
Join the Chief Press Secretary to Abia State Governor Onyebuchi Imemanka on Flow 94.9 FM as he tracks Governor Okezikpa's activities in delivering on the social contract with the good people of Abia State.
We have received awards and acknowledgement as the SME capital of Nigeria in recent times.
Executive Brief
Every Friday at 9:30 a.m.
on Flow 94.9 FM, the flow of God's own state. Executive Brief from the horse's mouth.
There is now a deliberate effort to ensure that our infrastructure is solid and durable.